Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before I fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. It takes a couple seconds, and I do truly, appreciate it. Now, with all of that in mind, let's just jump in, let's refresh, and make sure everything is up to date. So we are seeing the crypto market cap up a little bit. Bitcoin has been ranging. The indices weren't pretty, volatile today at all. So, everything's kind of remaining stable. We are seeing some green across the board for a lot of altcoins, as you guys do see here. We do see 20%, almost 18%. Almost 13%. So, a lot of price movement throughout the markets. Honestly, I'm definitely watching a lot of assets. Specifically, I'm even watching ZIL. I know that a lot of people actually kind of, disregarded ZIL, but I'm probably going to be making a video today about ZIL because, there's been some significant updates. But overall, today we're going to be talking more so about XRP. We have been seeing a little bit of some nice volume flowing in. Now, this is going to update. This is wrong. Do not look at this volume because CoinMarketCap is very slow with updating specific asset volume and stuff. But we could see the price down here. We hit a little bit of resistance up at around 96 cents almost, and then now we're pretty much trading at around 93.8. Now, I actually have the chart open over here. When we're more so specifically watching this, I do want us to break out of this 96 centile range. This is support going all the way back to August before we had that nice impulse all the way to $1.40 plus. I'm actually waiting for us to do a similar move there. We are seeing a little bit of volume, nothing too crazy. The RSI is still looking pretty, strong above 50, which I like to see. We hit a little bit of a wall at around 62, but for the most part, we are looking a little bit better. Now, when we're talking more so about trading volume, we are still up about 33%, which is nothing too crazy, but I do want to see a lot more volume flowing into this market. Right now, a lot of the eyes are on Bitcoin, which is no surprise because we still have not hit our significant fib levels. We haven't hit our significant targets yet either. So, those targets are still around 53.5K to about 56K. Roughly, it's actually around like 53.7K, but still, overall, that's what I'm waiting for. Now, a lot of this is also kind of, ranging on the Bitcoin price chart. So, I've been watching this for a fairly long time for Bitcoin or for XRP with the Bitcoin price chart. We are a little bit, we're having a nice little impulse off of the 50. We hit a lot of resistance actually up here. It was a strong rejection off of the 70 mark, which is no surprise. But we do need a lot more volume on this chart. In fact, we need a lot more volume to actually break over significant resistance. Once we reclaim the 2113 sat level, which is up here, that's going to be the next major bullish flip for XRP. Now, overall, I don't want to bore you guys with TA. I actually want to talk to you guys about a lot of things that are happening. For example, we do see our U.S. Senator to introduce new comprehensive crypto bill next year. Now, this actually came from yesterday, but we are seeing Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming, who is a Republican senator. She actually owns Bitcoin herself. It's actually quite a bit as well. She bought about $50,000 to $100,000 worth in August as a hedge against inflation, which, in my opinion, that's a pretty smart move in terms of getting into crypto. I wouldn't say getting into Bitcoin, but overall, she's intending to propose a sweeping bill in 2022 that would change how crypto assets are taxed and categorized. Now, first off, we are seeing a lot more regulations coming into this space. We're seeing, regulations in terms of stablecoins, regulations in terms of just assets in general, like XRP, for an example. But in my opinion, we are going to be seeing a lot more, sort of updates within the crypto space from, Congress and stuff. So I'm actually very excited to see that nonetheless. But of course, we are seeing a lot of things, kind of flowing into the idea of regulatory clarity and stuff like that that we've been wanting for a very long time. And I know a lot of people think that it's actually a bad thing. In my mind, I think that regulations are going to allow, the doors to be open and a lot of institutional and enterprise grade money to flow in. Now, we do see here, I encourage people to buy and hold. I encourage them to save Bitcoin for their retirement and their future. That's because this Congress spends trillions and trillions flooding our economy and the world economy with US dollars. There's no way we cannot debase the value of the US dollar. And of course, we're seeing down here the United States is the world leader in the global financial system, but that position is a privilege, not a right. It's also a huge, often underappreciated benefit to every American. We need to work together to bring our financial system into the 21st century in order to maintain our leadership and ensure that future Americans can enjoy the same opportunity and prosperity that we experience today. Now, with all of this in mind, it is talking more so about the next major global financial system. In my mind, the global financial system is on the brink of mass disruption, and it is disruption by this specific asset class. We're talking more so about decentralized finance. We're seeing even decentralized finance bridges to traditional finance being built within crypto. We're seeing a lot of this market being, mass adopted by major names in the game. Just a few days ago, we seen Swift exploring the expansion of their network into the digital asset market. They're talking more so about tokenization being worth $24 trillion by 2027. Okay, that is literally 6 years from now, and we are sitting at about a $2.41 trillion market cap right now. And at our all-time highs, we hit about $3 trillion. So you can really kind of see how early we actually are into crypto, especially considering that this is just one small aspect of this market. This is just tokenization. Think about where we will be, by 2027, just from CBDCs, tokenization, NFTs, everything goes hand in hand to boost the overall, crypto economy. Now, also, the best part about the Swift adoption, which we've discussed on the 23rd, the reason why I bring it back up is because we also seen this, where the CEO of Swift was talking about how banks aren't ready for volatility. This was in 2019. Okay, this was 2 years ago. And look at how fast they chose or changed their overall direction. And of course, Brad Garlinghouse was talking more so about how crypto is more or less volatile than fiat and how fiat is more volatile than crypto. And this is pretty much that overall video of it.
I hear people talk about volatility, and I feel like they're propagating misinformation. The volatility risk of fiat, volatility is just a mathematical calculation of time times volatility. If you hold fiat for, let's say, an average Swift transaction today is in the order of magnitude 2 days, that's about 180,000 seconds. An XRP transaction is 3 seconds. So if you take a low volatile asset times a long duration fiat, or a high volatility asset versus a very, very short amount of time, it turns out mathematically there's less volatility risk in an XRP transaction than there is in a fiat transaction. The difference is you have market makers. When you do a Swift transaction, there's banks saying, there's a market maker saying, I'll lock in that rate. I'll take the volatility risk for the next 2 or 3 days. With XRP, you don't have to do that because it settles so quickly.
And that's exactly why crypto is being mass adopted. They see the realization behind this technology that it's really not as volatile as individuals see it. Honestly, when you look at the macro viewpoints of crypto, this market is absolutely ridiculous in terms of the opportunities that it gives individuals. But also, it has a ton of disruptive technological advancements for the payment scene, for the future financial, scene as well. Okay? And then, of course, we did see this. Now, this goes back a little bit of time. So shout out to, boy_XRP here. But, they're talking more so about this. So this is from Justin Short, crypto trader and expert. Central bank digital currencies are taking up much of the attention in the space. Ripple CEO, David Schwartz, has taken a global position on the possibility of the emergence of a global stablecoin and the role of the digital asset XRP in that context. And of course, they're talking more so about, the G20 here. The discussion started when a member of the XRP community referred to the roadmap that has been drawn up by the G20 Financial Stability Board to create a regulation on digital assets. In its publication, the FSB highlighted the advantages of digital assets for making faster and cheaper payments. The user believes that there is room for the emergence of a global stablecoin. The Ripple CTO responded as follows: I don't think that there's going to be one world fiat anytime soon. So even with stablecoins, there will be a lot of them. To make liquidity between CBDCs, other stablecoins, and new tokenized asset classes, securities, DeFi, there's room for a neutral jurisdictionalist asset. Now, this is pretty much going to be the bridge currency if you think about it, realistically speaking. And of course, they are talking more so about even XRP or the native digital asset XLM could be chosen here. Ripple CTO also responded, I think lots of digital and fiat assets will compete to play that role, and there's room for more than one. I see the dollar's role as the world's settlement currency slowly shrinking and international commerce increasing, so we'll be fighting for a share of a bigger market. And of course, he's also saying, XRP Ledger has asset issuance built into the protocol. Issuance, authorization, payment, settlement, and exchange are all native operations with simple APIs. Issued assets can represent fiat currencies, securities, or anything else a fungible value that works like a currency. So essentially, tokenization, and of course, when we're talking more so about the Swift tokenization, adoption, that could be done also on the XRP Ledger. Now, I'm not saying that Swift is utilizing XRP or anything like that. I'm just saying they could. We even see here, the XRP ledger can't handle all the world's payments, and I'm not proposing a one network solution. That's totally unrealistic. People want different things and have different problems, but XRP can be the hub or the backbone that provides the fast international settlement piece. It won't solve the last mile problem, but it will help with interoperability and concentrating liquidity so enterprises don't have to keep funds in every payment system, similar to the nostril account problem with, of course, Swift. Now we do see ease everyone into it, right? The G20 has, published a report on global stablecoins and have reaffirmed their cooperation with World Bank, IMF, and others. This is going to be a new regulatory framework for stablecoins that will be implemented in early 2022. They're seeing the potential risk for the world economy by, stablecoins. They're seeing, how the potential to improve the efficiency of the financial market as well. And we're seeing more so talks about cross-border payments, how they could pretty much be disrupted and changed overall. And we're even seeing, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the FATF, the Banking Supervision Committee, which is the BCBS, the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, and the International Organization of Securities Commissions. In this way, the body created by the G20 expects to maintain a coordinated and mutual workflow with the above-mentioned entities. So this is pretty much going to be, I would say the building of the future economic landscape, the future economic system. This is all going hand in hand with pretty much kind of building it while, telling everybody, yeah, just relax, easing everybody into what we are pretty much seeing being built, beyond 2023, and to keep, pace with evolution of GSC arrangements and market developments. The FSB will carry on reviewing its recommendations on a regular basis in order to identify any potential gaps and update them if needed in order to ensure that they remain relevant and continue to promote effective regulation, supervision, and oversight of GSC arrangements across jurisdictions. And of course, down here, we do see the new G20 report is in line with documents issued by the Federal Reserve, the European Union, and other international banking and regulatory institutions. I'm just saying it right now. When we're talking more so about, Ripple, and we're talking about XRP's standpoint here, I'm just saying, they don't need to mention XRP. We have done the research on XRP. We know that at scale, XRP is going to be an absolute massive asset. Now, of course, when we're talking more so about all of the money, I don't think that XRP is going to swallow up all of the money, but it will definitely be, just as David Schwartz said, the backbone that provides the fast international settlement piece. The on-demand liquidity base point behind Ripple is going to be the main player here, okay? And when we're talking about just some of the overall partnerships that we've seen, they all bleed into one. For an example, Uniteller and Tranglo. When I talked to you guys about this partnership to expand the remittance services in APAC countries, I know that this wasn't, crazy. A lot of people didn't really care for it. But you got to look at what's behind this. First off, they're looking to expand its network into 13 emerging markets. We're also seeing adding over 58,000 cash pickup points in 9 e-wallet platforms. And of course, when we're talking about RippleNet, they're going to pretty much have access to that. Uniteller is, because, Ripple's global financial network, which already acquired 40% of Tranglo's shares in March of 2021, will also be working with Uniteller. The funny thing about Uniteller is, you guys remember when the SEC lawsuit happened and MoneyGram essentially said, well, we're not going to be utilizing Ripple Tech? Yeah, well, guess what? Look at this. We see on here, so first off, there's a PayPal service. These are all their corporate partners, by the way. And we also see MoneyGram here. Pretty interesting. And there's a ton of, major partners here. And of course, Tranglo is mentioned. And I'm not saying that they're going to be utilizing Ripple technology. I'm just saying that there's a whole bunch of connections here. We even see Visa. There's a ton of banks here as well. Bunch of financial institutions and major companies. It's no surprise, okay? And also, Uniteller is fairly large. I mean, this is for B2B payments, P2P remittances as well, digital wallet remittances for individuals. This is going to be the link that really kind of drives a lot of success overseas and stuff. We even see global over 200,000 plus payment locations in 70 plus countries worldwide. Payment processing over 100 corporate business partners, fintechs, remittance companies, banks, financial institutions, and retails. This is all going hand in hand with what's being built. The future financial system. This is all, digitization, and tokenization is taken over as well. Do not disregard tokenization, especially considering the fact that Swift is moving in on it. But we are seeing, this all come to fruition. When we're talking about XRP's price, in terms of where we should see XRP at, I know a lot of people kind of spew garbage at like, oh, it's going to be worth, $10,000 plus once they do the buyback, all that kind of stuff. Listen, in general, we know that XRP is playing a huge role. We know that, David Schwartz has been, kind of, I know a lot of people kind of read into his stuff and do riddles and stuff. I'm not going to do that. We already have the clear insights here. Okay? This is new. This is going to bleed us into a new financial system. We even see it down here. To make liquidity between CBDCs, other stablecoins, and new tokenized asset classes, there's room for a neutral jurisdictionless asset. XRP is the bridge that is going to emerge as a massive asset once we have regulatory clarity. And it's coming. In my mind, it's all planned. Okay? Everyone that's, been against crypto. Swift is the biggest one that did the flip. Okay? They are all going to flip and accept crypto because they have to. This is disruptive technology. This is revolutionary technology. And when we're talking about the future of XRP, I think it's extremely bright. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.